The train, for its type, is the most powerful vehicle on land. And the engines of Sodor are the power behind the docks, industries and branch lines that make up the world-renowned North-Western Railway. These are the stories of Sodor. In order for a vehicle, faceless or non-faceless, to have a long serviceable career, it needs regular maintenance. I once mentioned that an advantage we non-faceless vehicles have is our ability to inform technicians of a specific problem we might have. This eliminates the need for them to find it first and makes the process that much quicker. I've also mentioned that we can feel pain. So, how do we tolerate the repair process when it so often involves cutting, welding, and sometimes dismemberment? The answer is a chemical agent known simply as green water. The anesthetic of non-faceless vehicles, it's introduced to our systems at the start of any repair session and puts us into a deep sleep. And the only way to wake us up after ingesting green water is to ignite whatever form of combustion it is that powers us. Or, in the case of non-faceless rolling stock, simply give them a push. How do you feel, Cassandra? Much better, thank you, Skarloey. These new wheels feel delightful. I can't wait to put them to the test. And we can't wait to have you back in service. We've missed you about the line, and so have the passengers. And I've certainly missed all of you. I won't stand for this. Well, most of you. It isn't fair. Do I dare to ask what today's complaint is, Duncan? I just found out the Franks & Son munitions factory is being relocated to Krosny Kern. Really? That's a surprise. When did that happen? I don't know, but it's a rubbish arrangement. Why? Because, in addition to building them a new factory, we'll have to move any equipment they bring with them. So, you're moaning because we're going to be busy? We're overworked as it is, especially me. And you can be sure I'll get lumbered with all the horrid jobs. Horrid jobs for a horrid engine. Shut it, you rolling barn. I rest my case. I plan on telling the manager my thoughts when I next see him. In your usual manner, I take it. Skarloey, I'm a plain-speaking engine and I believe in plain speaking. And I'm willing to wager that will go about as well as every other time you've been direct. Skarloey was right, of course. Duncan did indeed tell the SKR's manager his thoughts on the matter, in his regular, abrasive way, and was promptly given a tongue lashing for it. He was indeed given the undesirable jobs throughout much of the project, so I guess he was right. As to the construction itself, I should provide some background before going any further. Going back to my story about the boulder for a moment, you may recall how it slid down from its resting place outside of Wellsworth to block the main line. You probably also remember how it was removed thanks to Mr. Billy Shoepack from the Franks & Son munitions factory located at Brendam. I'm sorry to say there were consequences to this action. I'll start with the obvious one. The track had been replaced by a flaming crater. With the main line literally cut in half, much of Sodor's rail traffic ground to a halt. Even though the repairs were given top priority and were carried out day and night, It still took over a week to finish. A severe backlog of work developed in that time, and it took us nearly 2 weeks to catch up. Franks and Son also suffered because of their employees' brashness. They were held accountable and had to pay for the repairs to the main line. This put a severe dent in their finances, and they had to lay off a large swathe of their staff. It should come as no surprise that Billy was among them. I almost feel sorry for him because, in addition to losing his job, he also got 2 years in prison on a number of charges. Franks and Son tried to carry on with the limited resources they had, but they finally decided to downsize their operations and would move to the riverside town of Krosny-Kern on the Skarloey Railway. The construction and relocation went well. The middies delivered machinery and other supplies to the SKR, whose engines took it up and down their little line. For the rest of winter and early spring, the quartet of engines worked, finally completing the project on March 16, 1939.
Well, we've done a fine job of this, if I do say so myself. I agree. I think this business will do wonders for our line. And our first shipment will be going out this time tomorrow. The lads are positively chuffed that we've got dedicated vans to transport the explosives in. They certainly look sturdy. Steel-enforced vans, I take it? Aye. Said to be strong enough to contain an explosion in the event of an accident. Let's just hope none of us ever find out just how effective they are. I'll second that, especially since Duncan is taking the first load. Oh dear. In that case, I'll be sure to stay well away from him. I feel like that all the time. Very good, Ivo. Very good. I'd best be off. I have a lot to... Ouch! Rheneas, what's wrong? Nothing. Just a little stiff. I don't think stiffness is meant to sound like grinding metal. When was the last time you had maintenance? I'm fine, Ivo. You can't remember, can you? It was 7, 8 months ago at most. What? Why have you put it off for so long? It wasn't exactly by choice, Ivo. This project has taken up a lot of our time. You really should head back to Croven's Gate. I can't. I've got a full day ahead of me. Then let me help you. I'll be all right. This isn't the first time I've had problems, but they always clear up once I get moving. All right. Just promise me you'll go in for repairs soon. I'll go tomorrow. All right. Just take care, Rheneas. I always do. Oh, bother. You don't sound too good, Rheneas. I'm fine, Bethany. Don't bother trying to talk him out of taking this train. Oh, he's in one of those moods, is he? What mood? A stubborn mood. My mood's no different to any other day. Exactly. My valve gear's jammed. All right, I concede. I can't go any further. Don't start, Robert. I wasn't going to say anything
other than what do we do now? Luckily the ballast mine is just around the bend. You could walk there and telephone for help. Great. Go for a stroll in the pouring rain on the one day I didn't bring an umbrella. That's just... What was that? Oh no. I think that tree's about to fall. Quick, Rheneas! Try and move! Right! Bust my boiler! That almost busted my boiler! Is everyone all right? All good here. Same here. Whew, that's a relief. Blimey, that was close. No, that was heroic. Saving our lives despite how painful it was? Yes, well done, Rheneas. Thank you very much. I'll need a lot of time in the workshop after this one. I'm sure you'll get it and more, you gallant little engine. And the SKR's number 2 did indeed receive some well-earned maintenance, as well as the adulation of his peers and his passengers. Duncan was given the job of repairing the damaged track near Boxford, and I'm sure you can imagine how well he took that assignment. Although, to be fair, I can understand his feelings. This might be a good time to discuss rail maintenance. While it is important for engines and rolling stock to be in top working order, none of that really matters if we don't have reliable rails to run on. However, rail maintenance is a lot like garbage collection. Essential, but tedious. Few engines enjoy being assigned to these details, as they tend to be incredibly boring. When we're not waiting around for hours on end for the workmen to finish their job, we're roaming back and forth with truckloads of ballast. Hang on, didn't we do this bit recently? I don't know. I'm sure we did, just down from the bridge. I can't rightly remember. At any case, it doesn't matter if we had. Work still needs to be done here. Oh, joy. You really don't like these jobs, do you? I like working with you, Terence. I just don't like all this waiting about. I feel like I'm in Railgate. Now you're being silly, Thomas. This job is important. You can't deny that. I can, but I know it'd be pointless. Morning, lads. Having a good one, are we? Is that supposed to be funny? Oh, lighten up, Thomas. I'm only joking. Well, it looks like this job is going to take all day. And I'm meant to be picking up the Vickers excursion group at Tidmouth this afternoon. I could do it for you, Thomas. Really? Sure. I'm heading to Knapford, so I'll ask Mr. Starr about it. Cheers, Percy. That'd be great. Happy to help. Take care, Percy. That stormy weather we had the other day might be making a comeback. Rain, hail, or anything else, I'll get those people home. A promise is a promise, Terence. After we in the middies received our new branch line coaches, all of our old ones were scrapped, with the obvious exception of Annie and Clarabelle. However, their practicality on passenger services was limited as they were simply too small. Fortunately, Mr. Starr used this to our advantage and hired them out for parties, day trips, and other small-scale events. These ventures made a tidy profit for the LNER, or, in the case of the vicarage, a nice tax deduction. Our director was always a sharp businessman. How was your day, Vicar? Oh, it was marvellous, Percy. The children loved the beach, as did their parents. We certainly had lovely weather for it. Lucky too. They reckon we'll be getting a storm later. That is lucky. A storm would have ruined our day. Ah well, a little rain never hurt anyone. I'm sure Noah would disagree. That's a good one, Vicar. Excellent. We're leaving on time and there's not a drop of rain in sight. However, the calm wasn't to last. The rain came down hard all over the island. We engines had to adjust our speeds accordingly, as there were few things more dangerous to us than wet, slippery rails. But of all the areas on Sodor to be hammered by the downpour, Marston Heights was the most severely affected, as its waterfall had turned into a torrent. As Percy passed through its station, he was unaware what lay around the upcoming bend. The water levels of the canal had risen sharply from the rain and had washed away the track that ran beside it. Percy noticed this too late. Though he was travelling at a safe speed, though he braked hard, the wet rails conspired against him, making what happened next inevitable. Oh, bust my buffers! This is ridiculous! You alright, Percy? Yeah, I'm fine. You? All good. Annie? Clarabelle? I'm fine, Percy. As am I, and my passengers. Do you think you can back out? No chance. The rails have been swallowed up by mud. I'll need help to get out of this one. Did someone call for help? Oh no. Well, what do we have here? A little green caterpillar trying to swim. That's just adorable. Or is this how you nor'easters go fishing? What are you doing here, Diesel? I was up at the lumber yard. The lads thought they heard something, and I came to have a look. They knew this section of the track was underwater? I said they heard something. They didn't know what. And since they were chopping down trees at the time, it's a miracle they heard anything else. Well, congratulations. Something did happen, and I'm stuck in it. Okay. Don't panic. I'll go get Mickey. Sit tight, Frog. What did you call me? That's what you look like, being all green and in the water. I would call you Duck, but one of those is bad enough. Anyway, be right back. See you soon, Frog. You'll get yours, you big black weasel. Luckily, the rain would die down, so extracting Percy from the water was that much easier. I'm also pleased to say that his passengers made it safely back to Wellsworth, and that Diesel would get his comeuppance. But that is a story for another day.